I'm going to tell you what it's like to visit Washington, D.C. during January. Hello, welcome to Trip Hacks DC. My name is Rob. I'm a tour guide here in the nation's capital. If you're coming to Washington, D.C. and you're looking for the best tips, tricks, and hacks for exploring the city, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification icon so that you don't miss any new videos. And if you're interested in signing up for a Trip Hacks DC tour, head on over to triphacksdc.com afterwards to see the tours that I offer. This video is part of my month-by-month series where I tell you what it's like to visit Washington, D.C. each month of the year, including information about the weather, things to do, special events, and other month-specific information. If you have visited Washington, D.C. during January before, leave a comment on this video and let everyone know whether you thought it was a good month to visit. Otherwise, let's get started. January, in general, is one of the slowest months of the year for tourism. This doesn't mean it's a bad month to come, and in fact, you can totally use this to your advantage, capitalizing on the small crowds at the museums and other big sites. Washington, D.C. has 4 seasons, and January is squarely in the middle of winter. It is the coldest month of the year, with average daily high temperatures at 45 degrees and average daily low temperatures at 25 degrees. Now, whether you think that's frigid or not depends entirely on who you are and where you're coming from. 45 degrees is well above freezing, but remember that this is the average high, which means it could very well be colder during your trip. I personally find a typical January day to be perfectly tolerable, and that is why I run tours year-round. However, a lot of tour companies actually take the entire month of January off, not because it's too cold, but because there just isn't enough business. January is also the month when it is most likely to snow. I'm not going to go in-depth into snow in this video, but if you're curious about the topic, I have an entire video about snow that I will link to down in the video description. To pack for a January trip, you're going to want to bring a coat. This is what my coat looks like. You'll also want to bring a hat, kind of like this one. Gloves are a good idea too. I like these simple gloves you can easily stuff into your pocket when you don't need them. People ask me all the time if they need to bring boots. And my advice is to wear boots if you like to wear boots, but otherwise I don't think it's a requirement. In fact, I don't even own boots and I get through DC winters just fine. Just keep in mind that you will probably do a lot more walking during your trip than you're used to, and boots are often not very comfortable for that. If you're coming to DC and hoping to see some late holiday decorations, I hate to break it to you, but you're too late. Unlike in some European cities where the holiday decorations might stay up well into January, ours pretty much come down on January 1st. So if you're really hoping to see holiday sights, plan your trip for December instead. January is a slow month for restaurants, so it's easy to get reservations, even at the most popular ones. However, this is also when restaurants do their Winter Restaurant Week, and I will leave information about that down in the video description. If you're coming during Restaurant Week, just make sure to plan ahead, because reservations can be surprisingly tough. Since crowds are smaller than during the rest of the year, January is a great time to do some of our indoor activities. We have plenty of free museums around town, and I will leave a link to a video in the description where I give some of my best museum tips. You might also want to check out a play at the Kennedy Center, or at least one of their daily free performances. If you're into sports, the Wizards and Capitals regular season will be happening. Both of those teams play at the Capital One Arena, and I have an entire video on sports if you're curious. Or if you're an athlete yourself, there are a bunch of ice skating rinks set up around town, which are really fun during winter. The most notable rink is on the National Mall, across the street from the National Archives and next to the National Gallery of Art. But there are also rinks in Georgetown, the Wharf, and Navy Yard neighborhoods. There are 2 government holidays in January that you should know about. New Year's is on January 1st, and all government employees and school kids get a day off. But restaurants, museums, and other tourist sites will be open. The other holiday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is held on a Monday, and actually a great opportunity for a weekend trip. And every 4 years, the presidential inauguration is held on January 20th. My advice regarding inaugurations is that unless you specifically want to see it, don't come during that week. Instead, plan your trip for a little earlier in the month or a little later in the month. It's really only Inauguration Day plus a couple days before and a couple days after that things are a little crazy. But the rest of January, perfectly fine. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, you can subscribe to this channel by clicking on the Trip Hacks DC logo, which is popping up right now at the bottom of the screen. And if you're coming to DC and want to sign up for a Trip Hacks DC tour, you can click on the Capitol Dome on the left side of my head. That'll send you over to triphacksdc.com, where you can see all of the tours that I offer. Enjoy your trip!